Deshaun, who was shot when he was just 15. Deshaun, where are you? Right over here. Good to see you again, my friend. As Deshaun's physical injuries healed, his social worker, Artisha, helped him deal with the emotional injuries he faced, flashbacks, fears, and trouble sleeping. You know the list. They worked in peer counseling programs where kids with similar experience talk about their challenges. And Deshaun is now a mentor in that program. Thank you for doing that. Deshaun and Artisha, stand up here so we can give you a real round of applause. Our last speaker in the program is Renee Lockett, a mother of a teen who received trauma-informed care. Renee?
Good morning, and thank you. Sorry for sitting down, my knees are bad. I'd like to thank you for the introduction. However, I want to say that my name isn't important. My son, who is a survivor of gun violence, my son's name isn't important. What is important is that we are but two members of a frustratingly large and everyday growing community of gun violence survivors and victims. We are their village. We have to be their village. If you'll indulge me for a moment, I'd like to kind of tell you how I became involved with Healing Hurt People program. Some of you see, some of you may know Dr. Duran Miller. Dr. Miller has written a play entitled, It Should Have Been Me. The focus and the story of that play is that a young man has lost his best friend to gun violence, and his family watches the changes in him as he tries to cope with the grief and his trauma. I was fortunate enough to be one of the performers in that play. I played the young man's grandmother. The next day, my son was shot. Fortunately, Dr. Miller reached out and said, if you need resources, let me know. She sent us Dr. Brad Stolback, who we affectionately call Dr. Ponytail. Those of you who know Brad know exactly what I'm talking about. Dr. Ponytail showed up at the hospital the second day my son was in the hospital and visited us multiple times, many times throughout my son's recovery, 51 days he's been in the hospital, throughout his year of physical therapy and recovery. Healing Hurt People has been there for us every step of the way. It's been 3 years. I'm proud to say my son has graduated high school, is away at college, and is thriving. We would not be where we are. Healing Hurt People and the resources provided by all of those trained to do informed trauma care is not only necessary, it is vital. These are our kids. This is our community. This is our city. My son doesn't know anyone. His classmates don't know anyone who has not been affected, had a close friend, a relative, a sibling, an aunt, an uncle, a father, a mother, a grandmother who's been shot and or killed. Our kids need you. I respectfully disagree with Senator Durbin at one point this morning. He said this is a wonderful turnout, and I agree. I do agree. I'm happy and grateful for each and every one of your presence here. However, you all are a drop in the bucket. This place needs to be filled. There need to be people hanging from the overhang. We need to support our kids as adults, as their village, as their caretakers, as their parents. We need to provide each and every one of our children, no matter their background, no matter their neighborhood, no matter their livelihood, no matter their parents' ability to pay, the resources needed to survive. It's not just their war, it's our war. We've got to pick up the weapons, we've got to provide them the ammo and the resources. Anything we as adults can do to help provide the funding, the legislation, so that informed trauma care is not a luxury, it's not a lucky coincidence. It's a vital, basic, and accessible to every child in our community, our city, our country. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone who spoke here. I want to especially thank my colleagues in government dedicated